So this clothing line, it may not be backed by the biggest brands in the world with Fear No Man and Faddrop, but it definitely has some of the highest, if not the highest, anti-counterfeit technology using NFC tags, proprietary software coming from you guys, and NFT and blockchain technology.
Right.
So if anyone really wanted to buy, a Gucci or Louis Vuitton shirt, they could buy one off the street for like $20 and nobody would look twice, right?
Right.
And the counterfeit apparel market is huge. It generates actually $500 billion every single year. And a study found that every 1 in 4 products that are sold are fake. And so our product is just trying to modernize the apparel industry, basically, getting it up to speed and protecting the brand.
Right. I think more, as important as anti-counterfeit is, what it also allows you to do is obviously build shirts and apparel that is personalized, individualized, unique, right? All those things that add additional value to it, right? A specific ownership. So I think it's more than just anti-counterfeit in many cases.
Yeah, definitely. So I would like for you guys to briefly explain, what makes your technology so impenetrable and secure, and just briefly, for our audience, explain how it works.
Sure. Neil, do you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. So the NFC tags that we use in the product, they're actually manufactured by a company called NXP, which is a large manufacturer of different semiconductors. And these tags are quite different in the sense that they're specially designed for anti-counterfeiting use cases, and they're unlike any other kind of NFC tags that most people use in different applications. And the reason they're different is because every time you tap one of these tags, they generate a unique key. And that unique key is, it can't be replicated, and it's randomly generated every single time you tap the tag. So if you tap a tag once, it would generate a key, which can be authenticated by our software and the platform. And the next time you tap the key or you tap the tag, it generates a completely different new randomized key. So it's really something that can't be replicated. And in addition to this random key, it also uses the serial number of the product, the NFT, token ID, and a combination of other things, which are all encrypted with what's called AES 128 encryption. And it makes up part of the URL that sends information back to the platform to really verify that individual product is one that's registered in your system. The tag that you put on the product is also registered within the system. So there's no way for counterfeiters to go out and buy similar tags, similar technology, and try to replicate it either. So it's really one of the most foolproof ways of managing counterfeit detection and preventing people from counterfeiting a product.
Yeah, definitely. So Kula just entered the waiting room. I'm gonna bring him in here. Hello.
Hello, Chris. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. 100%. Let me put my video on.
All right. We don't have our videos. We're just gonna.
You don't have your video?
Yeah. So we could just keep it off if you'd like. It's up to you. So
right, man. I'm good.
So
if
Dilip and
video, fine.
Yeah. So Dilip and Neil are here. They're the guys behind, the genius of the technology. They're the ones making it happen. So Kula, I'd like to introduce you to Neil and Dilip.
Hi, Kula.
Well,
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you too. How you doing?
Good. We're doing well. So we're excited to be working with you on this program. So I think it's a great showcase for our technology as well. So we appreciate that.
Right. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, so a little bit of background behind Kula. We first met like 5 years ago. I had
Yeah.
a small streetwear clothing brand, and he was the king of the industry at the time in the area. So I remember I DM'd you and I asked you to mentor me, and you've always been generous and supportive of people. So you agreed, and we met at the cafe, and you gave me
Yeah.
some priceless advice on branding, marketing, and the business side of things. And I remember you
Yeah.
telling me that one day we'll collab, and
Right.
someday in the future. And 5 years later, here we are, and it's an honor to
Here
work
we
with you.
are. Right.
So yeah, Kula, we all know you as a humble guy, but for once, try not to be humble. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do,
Okay.
and what the fashion and creativity means to you.
Okay. So let's start off of me being a stylist that I used to create mood boards and design models for artists and people in high repute, right? So fast forward, I realized that I could build a momentum with fashion if I'm supposed to come up with my own kind of merch. That is my design words. So I came up with Fear No Man clothing. Reason being that most of the people from this side, like the western side of Africa, or let's say Africa in general, are much more held back by fear, right? So Fear No Man being a contemporary brand is not just a merch, but it's much more of an awakening message for every youngin or every youth or any youth in any discipline to know that you could do more than just being an average. You're supposed to eradicate fear and go for the greatest goal in your life. So then I created this armor, which anybody will call it a merch, or anybody will call it like a merchandise that they could just purchase, but the designs are nice. But there is more to it than just nice designs. So right now, currently, we have like brand visibility in 63 countries. We have 2 outlets here in Ghana, and we are about to embark on the Paris Fashion Week. So that's a little bit that I could say about Fear No Man and what we intend to do in the future as well. And currently, we have a foundation. Silently, we house almost 128 street children that Fear No Man proceeds after every quarter of the year is being used to support them in school. And the people who want to learn other trade disciplines are also being paid for them to learn certain technical so that they could aid them with their career goals as well. So yeah, that's just a little bit I could say about Fear No Man.
Yeah,
And me being a
Right.
designer.
yeah. And I've already heard the story before, but I think it has a really beautiful meaning. Can you tell people quickly what the meaning behind Fear No Man, the
Okay.
brand, and
Okay.
what that means?
Right. So if you should look carefully to the logo, I don't know if I could share the logo on the screen. I don't know, but
Yeah.
definitely I know you've seen the logo because that was the main thing that you use for the quick tag, the NFC thing. So probably you are much aware of how the logo looks like. So if you look critically at the logo, you will see a human interface which represents any individual from all walks of life. But you will see there's a red strip that goes across the eye, which is, I would say, it is the state of humanity whereby you are blinded by faith and not by what you think you could see physically and give accordance to. So it's the state of meditation whereby when you close your eyes, you either dreaming big whilst you sleep, or it's a state of meditation whereby you focus on God to be the greatest of all. So then the red strip being red is to show the amount of energy that we have inwardly we need to bring out, being like, when they will say, there's a term in Ghana, they will say, my eye red, meaning that you are serious with the struggle, which is quite tactical, being positive. So positive-minded people are not people who are going to look at the next person to be the best person, but to focus on God and focus on their dreams. And that is the totality of the brand Fear No Man logo, as you see it there.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. And so, moving on to the technology side, your brand is going to start to pivot into into more of the future of the apparel industry. So when we first started talking about this project, I noticed that you were super excited, and it's something that you were thinking about for a long time already. So why do you think it's important that we make this shift towards more technology in the industry, and with what we're doing?
Right. So if I stand correct, there's evolution of every discipline in regards to fashion, because I was looking at other brands like Essentials, whereby they are now doing 3D sneakers and a whole lot. The NFC situation with brands is like the whole situation of just buying the merch and owning the merch has evolutionized into something more greater, and not just you buying the merch, by holding a piece of it that has a greater value in the future. So then we don't move with trend, but we move with what is accurate. So when we spoke about the evolution of phenomenon of not just being a merch that anybody can just purchase and wear, and to like move to the next level whereby people can actually authenticate the merch to avoid any form of imitation, and also have a piece of it which is going to be minted into NFTs, which I think most of the people now, even in Africa, are much informed about. I was like, why not? Because that is the next level. Because everybody needs some kind of development in any kind of thing that he or she is doing. So the moment you said it, I was like, yo, I'm thinking about it. And now that you're telling me this, that means that the collaboration is set. And the collaboration is set on a higher purpose. So yeah, I was equally like much excited. And yeah, bless up.
Yeah, I was talking to Neil and Dilip earlier about anyone can buy a Gucci or Louis Vuitton shirt off the street for $20, and nobody would notice, right? The
Exactly.
counterfeit apparel industry generates $500 billion like every year. So it's really a big deal, and it's costing brands lots of money and and just issues in general. And so the importance is all there in the numbers. So again, Dilip or Neil, would you mind trying to explain just how secure is this technology? Is there any way possible that somebody could make a copy of one of our clothing pieces?
Neil, go ahead.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, I think before we came across this NFC tag technology, or the rolling code tag technology that we're using, we did actually go through a whole process of identifying different anti-counterfeit solutions, understanding them technically. And there's a lot of them out there. So you have QR codes, you have holograms, you have watermarks, and a lot of different technologies. But counterfeiters are really clever in the way they copy or manage to replicate these things. And things like QR codes are effectively URLs with images, and they're easy to copy. So almost every single solution that we came across had some kind of a flaw which could be exploited by counterfeiters. And if there is a flaw, counterfeiters would find them. This whole area of rolling code tag NFCs, which generate their own keys every single time you tap them, and they keep changing. That's the one that we found that we couldn't hack. And we couldn't really find a way to replicate them, and we didn't find any loopholes in them, which is why we actually decided to integrate that with our platform and really build out the capability to support these kind of tags for anti-counterfeiting solutions. So
So the other thing I wanted to add was we also wanted a technology that was going to be easy for the consumer to use, meaning they didn't have to download an app. It was a built-in capability within the phone today that you can tap an NFC and bring up just the browser, right? So it avoids having to have consumers download anything, which is a big barrier to somebody using something. And then we also found, as I mentioned earlier, is that while anti-counterfeit is the key motivator behind doing that, having NFTs and attaching ownership just simply adds more value to the product, right? I mean, just attaching NFT and being able to say you're an owner of that specific unique item alone adds value. So I think that's some of the side benefits of doing this as well.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this final product. Honestly, we've been working on it for a couple months now, and I guess just so people understand, so there's gonna be a 100 pieces of clothing, each with their with a NFC tag sewn into it, and then within that NFC tag there will be all the information, basically validating that you are the specific owner of that piece of clothing. And once you purchase that clothing, you also receive the unique NFT that comes with it that will be encoded into the tag. So essentially, as long as that tag is intact into that piece of clothing, if you don't tear up that piece of clothing, essentially there's no way to counterfeit that, and you are the sole owner of that piece of clothing.
Exactly.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So now in regards to description of the merch, because we're releasing mostly hoodies and a few t-shirts, that I was also having a tough time selecting which of the designs that I'm even going to put on for this particular project. But I think I have a selection now that I will have a discussion with Chris. So we have to now reselect the ones that we think we want to go with in regards to the merch. So now, what happens if these tags are being sewn in? Are we supposed to give the individual description, size, and every details in regards to who buys them? Or it will just be the description of the merch, and when the person buys it, we just have to authenticate the whole thing based on the owner's details?
Well, I think you want to specify all the details of every individual unique item, right? And it could, it's pretty easily to upload that data into our platform. So I think you want to do that because that provides a uniqueness, including the image of the design that is unique to that particular shirt. So I think all those things we uploaded. I think we've done some of that already for you. What needs to be finalized is what you actually want, other than telling the consumer it's authentic. What other information do you want to show the user? We're also building a capability that you can add a little bit later, which is you can open up certain content only if the token is in the user's wallet. So, if you were to tap the tag, not only will it tell you it's authentic, but it would check if the token sitting in your wallet, and if it is, then only open up some content. So it's a way to extend your brand beyond the shirt itself and provide some additional content as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that means that any details that you're going to give pertaining to the designs, you can easily upload it on the platform.
Yes.
So that can be viewed by the person purchasing it.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. So now I think that we are on the selection stage now. So Chris, I think I will have to make some quick decision with Chris in regards to what we're selecting, that we're going to infuse the whole technology and merge the whole design process with.
Yeah, we're on the final leg. So once we're done with that, then we're ready to go.
Right. Amazing session.
All right, yeah, so I've covered all my talking points, so all the things I wanted to cover. So if you guys have anything else that you wanted to touch before we finish up.
No, me, I'm good. Right now, I just see you send a video of the phone you use on the tags and all that, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking that we could get, unless maybe we just merge it with the merch first, then we could do that. Like when we merge it with the merch first, then we have a very standardized video of the merch with the technology.
Is this for marketing purpose?
So that when we're supposed to do something, marketing purpose, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Because what we did was just with the tag. So yeah, we could do that. And I think you sent me some videos before from the company. You sent some videos before from the company.
Yeah,
we could get, just with the tags though, sorry to cut you though, but just with the tags, if we could get such a video of our tags, like that of the videos that you sent me from the company, I think it would be dope. Like it would be classy.
Yeah.
So that when we launch the merch without, like it's in production now. So if we launch the merch in mock-ups on the Instagram or even on the site, we'll have the video next to it. We'll have the video like next to it. Yeah. Before we even merge it with, so they know what is coming, because we have people that we need to educate more before they even think of buying into the idea. Because some people are already inclined, but we still need to educate. We still need to educate.
Yeah, this
So a
is
very comprehensive video,
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of interest in this project. And a big thing will be, I've had a few questions that seem like they may be obvious answers, but they may not be so obvious to everyone. So I definitely see what you mean. We definitely need some I guess like test products that we could get going. Kula, you and I will talk about that, and we'll get some test products for marketing purposes and just to educate the people. But this conversation as well with Dilip and Neil, you guys explaining the technology, I think this will definitely help educate people on what's going on.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think there's also a lot of other possibilities in future if you want to add things like that. For example, I think, coming from Kula, the story on the brand itself, and you're not just buying apparel, you're also buying into an idea. It would be good to have, something like a video from you, so that when someone taps it, they're actually connecting with you, and you're the one explaining the whole idea behind the brand. I think that would be really valuable, because it's personalized and you understand what you've just purchased. So you can do things like that, and have a video like that come up as well.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So I think I will do that. I'll get somebody to shoot the whole situation in regards to Fear No Man and what the brand stands for, and in-depth knowledge about what people are trying to buy into, not just being a merch, but a very powerful message to the world. I think I will do that, and I'll just send it to you. Maybe next week I'll get the videographers in and they'll shoot it like here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, and this is something like adding a video, something that can be done even once the tags are on and the product is out or sold, because you can update information about the product in real time even once it's out. So they can always be added later as well.
Okay. That makes complete sense. So I'm good. Chris, you good?
Yep, I'm all good.
All right.
All right,
Great,
I
guys.
appreciate you guys for
Thank you so
spending some
much.
time here. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you,
You have an
guys.
amazing time.
All right.
Thanks.
Bless you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.